Your home isn't messy, it's overloaded. In Japan, calm homes aren't built with more storage boxes. They're built by refusing to keep certain things at all. Today, I'll show you 15 things many Japanese people avoid keeping at home. Things many Americans still have in the kitchen, closet, entryway, even beside the bed. Stay till number 15 because I'll give you the simple Japanese home reset test, so you know exactly what to remove first. Trust me. Number 7 is something 90% of you are looking at right now. And number 11 is one almost nobody expects. Let's begin. Let's start with the things Americans think of as thrifty or sentimental, but Japanese culture sees as heavy. These are the quiet energy drainers. You don't even notice them anymore, but they're weighing your home down every single day. Number 1, cracked or chipped dishes. Look in the back of your cabinet. You've got that favorite mug with the chipped handle, that plate with the little crack you keep because it still works. We all do it. So why toss it, right? Here's where most people get this backwards, though. There's a real Japanese idea called wabi-sabi, and it doesn't mean what you think. It's not about keeping broken things. It's about finding real beauty in them, on purpose. There's an art form built around it called kintsugi, where a shattered bowl gets repaired with actual gold, so the crack becomes the most beautiful part of the piece, instead of the part you hide. So wabi-sabi was never permission to keep a chipped mug buried at the back of a cabinet. It's the opposite. It's a standard. Either you love something enough to repair it with intention, the way a kintsugi bowl gets repaired, or you don't, and it's just clutter borrowing a beautiful word it hasn't earned. Slow down here. Let this land. If it's broken and cherished, that's wabi-sabi. If it's broken and just tolerated, quietly ranked last, the one you grab when the good mugs are dirty, that's not philosophy. That's something you forgot to throw away. And every time you eat off something you're merely tolerating, you're quietly telling your own mind, I settle for less than whole. You deserve better than that, especially at your own table. That's number 1. Now let's open the pantry because number 2 is hiding in there right now, and it's older than you think. Number 2, expired spices and forgotten condiments. Go check your pantry. I promise you've got a spice jar from 3 years ago, a half-empty sauce you bought for one recipe and never touched again. A condiment in the fridge door you've forgotten even exists. In Japan, the kitchen runs on freshness, absolute freshness, because this is the place where you prepare your life's fuel, your energy, your health. And stagnant, expired food creates stagnant, heavy air in exactly the room where you should feel most alive. Think about that. The room where you make the food that powers your whole day. And it's full of dead, expired items sitting in the dark. That heaviness is real, and you feel it without knowing why. The shift, fresh in, old out. Your kitchen should feel alive, not like a storage shelf for things slowly expiring. That's number 2. Number 3 is in your closet, and it's something you're probably weirdly proud of keeping. Number 3, empty luxury shopping bags and boxes. Be honest, you've got them. The beautiful designer box, the sturdy, fancy paper shopping bag with the rope handles. You keep them just in case you need to gift something nice later. They look too good to throw away. But here's the Japanese perspective. When you keep empty packaging, you're holding on to past consumer prestige, the feeling of that one purchase, that one nice store. You're living in a moment that's already gone, instead of present moment clarity. It's just an empty bag, an empty box. It does nothing for you today, except take up space and quietly whisper, remember when you bought this? You don't need a shrine to an old purchase. The shift. The bag did its job the day you carried it home. Let it go. Keep the clarity, not the cardboard. That's number 3. Now, number 4, and this one stings a little. Number 4, clothes you're saving for a different version of you. Somewhere in your closet is something you haven't worn in longer than you'd like to admit, still hanging on, kept for someday, not because you love it now, but because you might, one day, become the kind of person who wears it again. Here's why this feels so hard to release.
Danshari, a Japanese decluttering philosophy built on 3 words: refuse, dispose, separate, built around one uncomfortable question. Not, is this a good item? Just this: does the relationship between you and this item still exist, right now, today? Not who you were 3 years ago, not who you're hoping to become, who you're hoping.
That item doesn't know about your someday. It just sits there, holding a hanger something from your actual current life could be using instead. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about giving the life you're actually living right now first claim on your own closet. That's number 4. Number 5 is sitting in your bathroom cabinet right now. Number 5, half-used expired beauty and skincare products. A serum you bought because an ad convinced you it would change your skin, used twice, forgotten. 3 testers of the same moisturizer. A sunscreen from 2 summers ago, probably not even working anymore. Japanese skincare tends to follow a much smaller, more deliberate routine, a handful of products used consistently, rather than dozens of half-finished ones competing for space. A shelf packed with unfinished products doesn't represent care, it represents indecision, frozen in bottle form. And every morning you open that cabinet and see it, you're reminded, quietly, that you didn't follow through. The shift: fewer bottles, finished bottles. A shelf you actually use beats a shelf you're merely storing. That's number 5. Number 6 is waiting by your front door. Number 6, shoes you haven't worn in over a year. In many Japanese homes, the entryway has its own name, the Genkan, treated as a deliberate threshold between the outside world and your home, not a storage overflow zone. There's probably a pair you bought for an event that never got repeated, sneakers with a sole that's basically gone, something you keep because you paid too much to just let go. Every pair sitting there is still doing something, even in silence, taking up floor space in the very first room that sets the tone for your entire home. A cluttered Genkan means your home starts making a bad first impression on you, every day, before you've even taken your coat off. The shift: if you haven't worn it in a year and nothing on the calendar needs it, it's not waiting for a purpose anymore, it's just waiting. That's number 6. And now, number 7, the one I promised you at the start. Look around right now because I told you 90% of you are looking at this exact thing. Number 7, tangled cords, dead chargers, and cables for devices you don't even own anymore. Somewhere near you, there's a knot of cords you couldn't identify if I paid you. A charger for a phone you upgraded 3 phones ago. A cable that doesn't fit anything you currently own. In Japanese minimalist homes, this category gets treated with real seriousness, because tangled, unidentified cords aren't sentimental, nobody's attached to them, they just accumulate because untangling them takes more effort than shoving them in a drawer and closing it. That drawer becomes a small monument to decisions you've been postponing, one cord at a time. The shift: if you can't name what it charges in 5 seconds without looking it up, it goes. That's number 7. Number 8 takes us back to the kitchen, but this time it's not about food. Number 8, duplicate tools and take out extras. 3 pairs of scissors, none of them sharp. A collection of soy sauce packets and plastic forks from restaurants you don't remember ordering from. 2 can openers, because you could never find the first one, so you bought a second, and now you own 2 mediocre ones instead of 1 good one. Hideko Yamashita, the woman behind Danshari, has a specific rule here. Never fill more than 70% of any storage space. Leave the rest empty on purpose, so you can always see what you have instead of digging through duplicates. A drawer stuffed to 100% doesn't mean you're prepared, it means you can't find anything in it. The shift: 1 good version of a tool beats 3 mediocre ones. That's number 8. Item 9. Unwanted gifts. Number 9 might make you feel a little caught because it's not really about you. Number 9, gifts you never liked but still display. There's probably something on a shelf right now that you'd never have bought yourself, given by someone you love that you keep out because taking it down feels like an insult to them. There's a Japanese concept that explains why this is so hard. Mottainai, a deep sense of regret over waste, paired with a culture that places enormous value on harmony with others. Together, those two things make it genuinely difficult to say no to a gift, or let one go afterward. But here's the distinction. Mottainai is about respecting an object's use. It was never meant to guilt you into displaying something you don't like forever just because someone handed it to you once. The relationship was with the gesture, not the object. Keep the gratitude. Let the item go. That's number 9. Item 10, paper clutter. That's number 9. Number 10 is quieter, but it adds up faster than almost anything on this list. Number 10, paper you're not using and never will again. Appliance manuals you've never opened. Ticket stubs from a concert you remember perfectly well without the paper. Receipts with return windows that closed years ago. None of it is heavy on its own, but paper multiplies silently because throwing away a single piece never feels urgent enough to actually do. The Japanese approach is almost aggressively practical. If you haven't referenced it in a year and it's not a legal or tax document, it's not information anymore, it's just weight. The shift, keep what you're legally required to keep. Photograph what you want to remember. Recycle the rest today. That's number 10. Item 11, digital clutter. Promised reveal, pattern interrupt. Number 11 is the one almost nobody expects, and here's why. Every item so far has been something you can physically hold. Number 11 isn't. Number 11, your phone's home screen and camera roll. Unlock your phone right now. You've probably got 40 apps you haven't opened in months, a notification badge you've stopped even reading, and a camera roll with thousands of photos, half of them screenshots or blurry duplicates. Danshari, the same philosophy behind number 4 and number 8, was never really about physical objects specifically. Refuse, dispose, separate works exactly the same way in digital space. An unused app is still a small, constant decision your brain makes every time it skips past it. 10,000 unsorted photos isn't a memory, it's a haystack you've buried your actual memories inside. The shift, delete the apps you haven't opened in 90 days. Your memories will survive better once you can actually find them. That's number 11. Item 12, furniture that isn't furniture anymore. That's number 11. Number 12 is furniture technically, but it hasn't functioned as furniture in a long time. Number 12, the chair or the treadmill that's actually just a clothes rack now. It was bought with a real purpose, and somewhere along the way it quietly became the landing spot for whatever you wore yesterday and aren't ready to wash or put away. In Japanese homes, furniture is chosen sparingly, and each piece is expected to earn its space by actually being used for what it's for. A chair that's permanently buried isn't extra storage, it's a decision you keep postponing, holding your clothes hostage between clean and dirty. The shift, if you can't remember the last time you used it, it's not a chair anymore, it's a very expensive pile. That's number 12. Item 13, just in case, electronics. Number 13 is hiding in a drawer you haven't opened in years. Number 13, old electronics you're keeping just in case. An old phone with a cracked screen, a laptop from a job you don't have anymore, cables for devices that don't exist in your house anymore. The just-in-case reasoning feels responsible, not wasteful. But be honest, if that old phone vanished tomorrow, would you actually go looking for it? For almost everyone, the answer is no. In Japanese minimalist thinking, just-in-case is treated as one of the most expensive phrases there is, because it lets you justify keeping almost anything without ever testing whether you need it. The shift, if you haven't turned it on in 2 years, the case you were saving it for already happened and you didn't need it. That's number 13. Item 14, unread books and abandoned hobbies. Number 14 sits on a shelf, looking impressive, doing nothing. Number 14, unread books and abandoned hobby supplies. The books you bought because you like the idea of being someone who reads them. The knitting needles, the guitar in the corner you haven't picked up in over a year. These aren't bad purchases. They usually represent something genuinely good, curiosity, a version of yourself you wanted to build. But there's a difference between owning something and living the identity it represents. A shelf of unread books doesn't make you well-read. It just reminds you of an intention you haven't followed through on. The shift, keep what you're actually using. For everything else, ask if you'd rather have the object or the version of you who finally uses it. That's number 14. Item 15, the expired medicine cabinet. And finally, number 15 may be the most important one on this list. Number 15, the expired medicine cabinet. Half-used pain relievers from years ago. A prescription for a condition you don't have anymore. Cold medicine so old the writing has faded. Everything else on this list is about energy and attention. This one is about safety. Expired medication doesn't just become useless. Some of it genuinely loses potency or changes in ways that make it unpredictable to take. And a cabinet packed with old bottles makes it harder to find what you need the moment you're not feeling well. In Japanese homes, the medicine cabinet tends to be treated the same way as the kitchen: checked, rotated, kept genuinely current. The shift, check the dates today, whatever's expired goes properly, that's number 15. And that's the full list. Now here's the test I promised you, and it's just one question, the same one behind Danshari, running underneath half this list. Pick up anything and ask yourself, does the relationship between me and this item still exist right now, today? Not who bought it, not who you were when you got it, not who you might become if you keep it. Just you this morning. If the answer is yes, it stays, no guilt required. If the answer is no, or if you have to think about it for more than a few seconds, you already have your answer. That one question works on cracked mugs, someday clothes, tangled cords, unwanted gifts, all 15 items on this list, because it was never 15 separate problems. It was one relationship, the one between you and your own home, examined 15 different ways. So here's the whole idea in one breath. None of this is really about being tidy. It's about ending the quiet, constant negotiation between you and objects that stopped serving you a long time ago. The chipped mug, the someday jeans, the gifts you never liked, the cords you can't identify. Every one of them is a tiny unresolved decision, and unresolved decisions are exhausting in a way that's hard to name, even when you're the one carrying them. Japanese homes don't feel calm because they're empty. They feel calm because almost nothing left inside them is still waiting for a decision. Not less stuff, fewer unfinished decisions. You don't need to do all 15 this week. Pick one, just one, the one that's been sitting in the back of your mind since I said it out loud. Then drop the number in the comments, whichever one hit hardest, so I know which one to dig into deeper next time. If this changed how you're looking at your own home right now, subscribe. There's a lot more of this coming.